Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chill Event Movies. My name is John and this is going to be my competition entry to the channel The Girl in a Movie. Now this channel is run by Danny and she's got an amazing channel. Now her competition was for 50 subscribers, landmark. Now she is well past that and I think she'll be at 100 very soon. Her channel is very watchable, it's very well done as well. Her analysis that she does of movies and stuff like that is quite, I think a lot of people are sort of saying to her, you're doing a really brilliant job of this. The one I watched of Greenland was absolutely amazing. She sort of said everything that I would have wanted to say. If I was doing a review of the film, she completely said everything. She does take a sort of really deep analysis into the videos that she does. She also did a video with her husband Tony from Sinister Arts and Movies, and I urge you to get across to his competition if you want to go and win yourself something brilliant from him. The video, my personal favourite video that she did, and I hope that she does a lot more of these, was when she tried some hot sauce with her husband Tony, and me and my wife watched this twice. We really enjoyed it. It was so funny, and the reactions they had was priceless. It was so, you could tell it was a real couple's way of interacting with this whole eating this hot sauce, which was getting more and more wild as it was going across. So I'm going to leave a link down to that channel, that video, and also a link down to a competition down below. Okay, so what Danny said for a competition entry would be on a video only. She said, what is your favorite book to film adaptation? Now I didn't have to think too hard about this because this book is my favorite book of all time, and this film is probably around about 3 or 4 in my favorite films of all time. I do know it's coming out in 4K this year, and with the advent of the 4K, when I watch it again in all its splendor, it could possibly become my top one or very near my top one. It has been my favorite film of all time previously. So my favorite film to book adaptation is going to be A Clockwork Orange from 1971. Now here's the book. Like I say, this is my favorite book of all time. I've read this book more than any other book ever. And here is the Blu-ray. Although the 4K is just around the corner, I cannot wait to see this in 4K. It looks brilliant in Blu-ray anyway, but I can imagine the work they've done when they've remastered all of the other Kubrick stuff in 4K. It's always looked unreal. Now this one is going to look equally as unreal, I would imagine. So this book is written in Nadsat. Nadsat is the teenage slang of the future. If you think about it, if you've got somebody from 100 years ago and you put them now and you started talking them with our slang, they would not have a clue what you were talking about. This is the same premise behind this book. Now what Anthony Burgess did was he created this imaginary language, and when you hear it, you read the book first and you're baffled by it because you don't understand what they're saying. But over rereading it, you will get a kind of knowledge of what this is all about. You do see quite a lot of Nadsat in this book, in this film, but it's not as much as in the book. So the book for me has got that brilliant way of, you can get into this book. It's only a small book as well. You can get into it with this whole thing to say, will I understand this book more the next time I read it? When I read it again, I read it usually twice a year. It's a very easy read. That I do pick up on things that I don't. It's got some really well put together sort of just, I'm going to read you a little bit out of here, because if you're familiar with The Clockwork Orange but you haven't read the book, you will understand that the book has got tons of Nadsat in it, and sometimes you can think you're not even reading something that makes any sense at first, even though you know the film. Also the film does end. It doesn't include the last chapter in A Clockwork Orange book. They don't put it in the film. They stop it before that. I wish they would have put the last chapter in. It was never filmed, so it'll never be shown. But it is quite good to think that it does end properly, the book, whereas the film doesn't really end for me. It leaves a lot to be opened, but the book does finish it off and tell you what the whole thing was about. Okay, so I'm going to read you a little bit. I'm going to get my specs on. So I'm reading a little bit about this just to give you an idea of how Nadsat-y this book is. So I'm going to read you a little section from here. This is going to be when Alex DeLarge meets these two girls in a record shop, and he was talking them about what records they were going to get, and obviously formulated a plan in his mind of what he wanted to happen. Who you were getting, Bratty? What biggie, what only? These young Dvochkas had their own way of gaver eating. The Heaven 17, Gluckstern, Gogly Gogol. and both giggled, rocking and hippie. Then an idea hit me. It made me near fall over with the anguish and ecstasy of it, oh my brothers. So I could not breathe for near 10 seconds. I recovered and made with my new clean zoobies and said, what you got back home, little sisters, to play your fuzzy warbles on, because I could vary the discs they were buying and these teeny pop veshes. I bet you got little safe, tiny portable like picnic spinners, and they sort of pushed their lower lips out and said, they pushed their lower lips out at that. Come with Uncle, I said, and I hear all proper. Hear angels' trumpets and devils' trombones. You are invited. Wow. The book is exceptional. The whole premise behind this is exceptional. And this is my favourite book to film adaptation. So also I'd like to give 2 quick shout outs as well to 2 channels that are under 100, but I watch and I do enjoy. I do interact with these channels and I do speak them on Instagram as well. The first one I'd like to talk about is a channel that I've watched and he has just started to get back into making his videos, and that is Yeah, I'm a Geek. And he's got a lot of stuff to do with Lego, and he's got me into thinking I wouldn't mind doing some of that Lego, because Lego for adults is not really Lego for kids, if you know what I mean. And he's just put, I can see he's put a thing on for the Justice League, like a review of it. But I'm not going to watch that yet because me and my wife are halfway through it. We're enjoying it, but I want to get the whole experience without hearing any spoilers of anything and the movie itself. So that's Yeah, I'm a Geek. If we can get over to his channel, just support him, and he's a great guy, dead friendly, always talks to you and comments on my videos all the time. And the second one I'd like to give a shout out to is Wilkamz. Now Wilkamz does more stuff to do with, yes, movies, but it's more to do with action figures and things from sort of movie tie-in, action figures related. And I speak to him quite a lot on Instagram. I have a great time with speaking to him. His channel is he's really proud of his channel as well. His channel, he always puts his subscriber count when he reaches a milestone. He's just reached 75, and he puts it on his Instagram account. And he's very into his stuff, and I do find his presentation really good. And so these are 2 channels that are under 100, but I would love to see them get to a little bit further because they deserve it. They're really good channels, and I do like their stuff that they put out. So the prize that Danny is giving away is a folded book. Now her folded book is going to be one that she'd originally done for Tony, and I'd seen it on his channel. I was like, wow, this is like incredible. And she is going to actually give away one of those folded books as well, which is just unreal. I would love to win that prize. It's one of those ones that is a real talking point. I could imagine nobody I've never seen one in the flesh, and I really would love to win this prize. So that's what Danny's giving away. Now that's a these things that they're giving away is quite personal and also quite time consuming, I would imagine as well, and really, really good, and really different prizes as well. So that's the prize you could win. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Please go across to Danny's channel and check her channel out. It's excellent, and I will see you in the next video, and you take care. Cheers.